Could you be unknowingly weakening your heart and blood vessels just by taking a daily vitamin? It may sound surprising, but recent studies have made even me rethink the way we use supplements every day. A mango smoothie might be as sweet as your grandchild's smile, but it could also spike your blood pressure without you even realizing it. Some things that seem healthy are silently harmful beneath the surface. Sometimes we think we're doing everything right for our health, taking vitamins, eating well, but those overly healthy habits can become a double-edged sword after the age of 60. 1. Overripe bananas, a hidden spike in potassium and blood sugar. It might seem like a healthy snack, but overripe bananas contain high levels of sugar that can cause a sudden spike in blood glucose, especially if eaten at night or on an empty stomach. For people with cardiovascular disease or diabetes, these sharp glucose fluctuations may increase the risk of stroke. I once had an elderly patient named Margaret, who's 72 years old, living alone after her husband passed. She loved fruit, especially bananas. Every night before bed she would eat one, usually very ripe, speckled with dark spots. They smell great, easy to swallow, and it's just fruit. Why wouldn't it be good, doctor? She smiled, holding out a mushy banana. Here's the issue. The riper the banana, the higher the sugar content. When a banana turns brown, it's nearly as sugary as a natural dessert. Eating it on an empty stomach or before bedtime can cause a sharp rise and, later, a steep drop in blood sugar. That fluctuation is especially dangerous for those with diabetes or heart disease. Overripe bananas are also high in potassium. If consumed in excess while taking diuretics or blood pressure medications, which already affect potassium levels, they may disrupt heart rhythm, another risk factor for stroke. I'm not saying you should stop eating bananas, but it's important to be mindful of the timing, ripeness, and amount. A just right banana after breakfast or lunch. Great. Too soft, dark bananas before bed, that's a different story. Taking care of your health after 60 isn't about cutting everything out. It's about making wiser choices at the right time, in the right way too. Too much vitamin E, a hidden bleeding risk. Some older adults take high doses of vitamin E, believing it benefits the skin and heart. But too much vitamin E can thin the blood, increasing the risk of brain hemorrhage, especially if you're also on blood thinners. I remember a patient named Margaret, 72 years old, full of life and very proactive about her health. She believed strongly in supplements. Her kitchen counter looked like a mini pharmacy, and at the center a large bottle of high-dose vitamin E. One day, she came in complaining of dizziness and blurry vision. Nothing dramatic, but enough to concern her. After testing, we found her blood was dangerously thin. She had been taking high-dose vitamin E daily for months, thinking it was good for her heart and skin, but no one told her that excessive vitamin E could thin the blood. And if you're on aspirin or anticoagulants like most older adults, this can silently increase your risk of a brain bleed. Vitamin E isn't the villain. It's a powerful antioxidant. But in doses above 400 IU per day, the risks often outweigh the benefits, especially after age 60. If you take supplements, please double-check the dosage and talk to your doctor. What helps one person may harm another, particularly when medications are involved. Margaret was lucky we caught it in time. But for others, the first warning sign might be the stroke itself. My message today is simple. Natural doesn't always mean harmless. And when it comes to brain health, you can never be too cautious. 3. Boxed orange juice, a hidden sugar trap. Not every glass of orange juice is healthy. Many boxed or bottled orange juices contain sugar levels nearly equivalent to soda. The high fructose content raises insulin resistance and blood pressure, two of the top stroke risk factors. One morning, a patient came in carrying a bottle of orange juice. She smiled and said, "Doctor, I heard orange juice is good for the heart. I drink a full glass every morning." I nodded, then gently asked, "Which kind of orange juice do you drink?" She showed me a boxed juice from the supermarket. I sighed silently because the truth is, not all orange juice is created equal. Many boxed juices are highly processed, often made from concentrate and sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. Their sugar content rivals that of soda. Drinking a full glass of this type floods the body with sugar in a short time, causing spikes in blood glucose and insulin, and over time, leading to insulin resistance, a key driver of type 2 diabetes and hypertension. As you probably know, both high blood pressure and diabetes are silent contributors to stroke risk, especially in people over 60. I'm not saying oranges are bad. Fresh oranges are rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, but industrially packaged juices are another story. They might look healthy, even say 100% juice, but often hide large amounts of added or concentrated sugar. If you enjoy orange juice, my advice is, drink only small amounts. Choose freshly squeezed at home when possible, or better yet, eat the whole orange. The fiber in it slows down sugar absorption and protects your blood vessels far better. In medicine, the things that seem healthy are sometimes the ones that carry silent dangers, and boxed orange juice is a prime example. 4. Eating too much. Grapefruit. While on heart medication, grapefruit and grapefruit juice can strongly interact with certain heart medications, significantly increasing drug levels in the blood and raising the risk of stroke due to bleeding or irregular heartbeat. I once had a patient named Helen, 72 years old, who started every morning with a glass of fresh grapefruit juice. "Good for the heart, right, doctor?" she asked with a hopeful smile. What she didn't know was that this seemingly harmless fruit could disrupt the entire effectiveness of her medication. Grapefruit, whether fresh or juice, contains compounds called furanocoumarins, which can block the liver enzyme CYP3A4. This enzyme plays a key role in breaking down many cardiovascular drugs, like statins for cholesterol, calcium channel blockers, or even some antiarrhythmic medications. When this enzyme is blocked, the medication isn't processed properly, causing its concentration in the blood to spike. That can lead to side effects like internal bleeding, sudden drops in blood pressure, or serious heart rhythm disturbances. Unfortunately, these complications are often the fastest path to a sudden stroke. So, if you're taking any heart or blood thinning medications, talk to your doctor before making grapefruit a daily habit. One grapefruit in the morning might be healthy for one person, but potentially dangerous for another. 5. Overusing vitamin B6 and B12 supplements. While essential for nerve health, high doses of B6 and B12 supplements, if taken without proper monitoring, may be linked to an increased risk of stroke, especially in older women, according to studies from the US and Europe. I remember a patient in her 70s, always attentive to her health, reading health articles and listening to her friends' advice. One day she came in for a checkup, bringing a bag full of supplements, including high-dose B6 and B12. "Who told you to take these doses?" I asked. She smiled. "They said it's good for the nerves and memory, so my daughter bought them for me to take daily." It seemed reasonable. B6 and B12 are important for brain and nerve function. They help prevent numbness, support memory, and reduce fatigue. But for older adults, especially women, the body doesn't process these vitamins as efficiently as it once did. Some studies have found that excessive B6 and B12 supplementation, especially from tablets, not food, may be linked to a higher risk of stroke, particularly due to small vessel damage in the brain. Worse, many older adults take these supplements alongside blood thinners or aspirin, quietly increasing the risk of brain bleeding without realizing it. So, if you're taking B6 or B12 daily, I urge you to talk to your doctor. Often the best source of these vitamins is still food, eggs, fish, beans, leafy greens, rather than relying on pills. 6. Sweet grapes. Temporary blood sugar spikes. Grapes are a healthy fruit, but eating too many, especially sweet red or black grapes, can cause a rapid blood sugar spike, which isn't ideal for those at risk of stroke or diabetes. I remember a patient, Linda, 68, who loved red grapes. They're healthy and easy to eat, she told me. And yes, grapes are packed with antioxidants. But when I asked how many she usually ate, she laughed. Maybe half a kilo while watching TV. That's where many older adults go wrong. While grapes are good, they're also very high in natural sugars. Eating large amounts at once, especially the sweeter varieties, can cause sudden spikes in blood sugar. For people at risk of stroke or prediabetes, this can be harmful. Stroke doesn't always come from clearly bad habits. Sometimes it comes from choices we think are healthy. I'm not saying you need to stop eating fruit, but eat in moderation. A small bowl is enough. Eat slowly, chew well, and don't let fruit turn into a mindless snack while watching TV. Balance and portion control. That's the real secret to protecting your brain and blood vessels. After 60.7 high-dose calcium supplements linked to artery calcification. Many believe calcium supplements strengthen bones, but recent studies show that high doses over 1,000 milligrams per day may accelerate artery calcification and increase the risk of stroke. One of my patients, Helen, 72, active and health conscious, took 1,200 milligrams of calcium every day for years, convinced it would prevent hip fractures. But during a routine checkup, her artery scan revealed early signs of calcification much earlier than expected for her age. She was surprised. I eat well, I don't smoke, why is this happening? Doctor, that's when I explained something few older adults know. Too much calcium from supplements can build up in artery walls instead of bones, contributing to atherosclerosis, hardening, and narrowing of arteries. A study from top US universities found that excess calcium from pills, especially doses over 1,000 milligrams, to calcium deposits in blood vessels, increasing the risk of clogged arteries and eventually stroke. I'm not saying everyone should stop taking calcium, but dosing must be tailored, monitored regularly, and combined with vitamin D, exercise, and proper diet. Don't assume more is better. Yes, bones need calcium, but so do your heart and brain need healthy circulation. If you're taking calcium daily, ask your doctor, is this dose really necessary? Could it be too much for my body's needs? Sometimes, the very habits we believe are protecting us are quietly increasing the risk of stroke without us knowing. 8. Long-term high-dose vitamin D. Risk of hypercalcemiation. D is essential, but taking high doses over a long period may lead to excess calcium in the blood, increasing the risk of high blood pressure and irregular heartbeat, both key risk factors for stroke. I once had a patient in her early 70s who was very cautious about her health. She told me, I take high-dose vitamin D every day. I heard it's good for bone health and helps prevent osteoporosis. And she was right. Vitamin D plays a vital role in calcium absorption and bone strength. But like everything else in health, balance is key. When we take too much vitamin D for too long, the body begins to absorb too much calcium from food. That excess calcium doesn't all go to your bones, it can build up in the bloodstream, leading to symptoms can include fatigue, nausea, and in more severe cases, irregular heart rhythms and elevated blood pressure. These issues, hypertension and arrhythmia, are silent. but serious risk factors for stroke in older adults. Some recent studies even suggest that long-term high-dose vitamin D supplementation, if not closely monitored, can lead to subtle but dangerous mineral imbalances. My advice is this: if you want to supplement vitamin D, get a blood test first to check your levels. Most healthy older adults only need 600 to 800 IU per day. Don't fall for the myth that more is better, because in health, too much of a good thing can be harmful. 9. Mango smoothies, hidden sugar and fake health calories. A store-bought mango smoothie can contain up to 40 to 50 grams of sugar, about the same as a can of soda. This spikes your blood sugar and insulin levels, triggering metabolic stressor, silent foundation of stroke risk. I have a patient named Linda, 68, who loves starting her mornings with a cold mango smoothie from a nearby shop. It has fruit. Doctor, must be good for the heart, right? She smiled brightly. But when I asked to see the nutritional label from that smoothie shop, we were both shocked. Over 45 grams of sugar in 1 cup, just like soda. Yes, mangoes are delicious and rich in vitamins, but once they're blended with added sugar, condensed milk, or whipped cream for better taste, that smoothie turns into a sweet trap. The blood sugar spikes quickly, your insulin kicks in hard, and when this happens repeatedly, it quietly sets the stage for metabolic syndrome, a major risk factor for stroke in people over 60. I'm not telling you to give up mangoes, but if you love smoothies, try making them at home without added sugar. Blend mango with leafy greens or flax seeds to slow down sugar absorption. And most importantly, don't let the fruit label fool you. Not everything that looks healthy is truly good for you. 10. High-dose vitamin C from supplements. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. Taking very high doses over 1,000 milligrams per day for extended periods may increase the risk of kidney stones and disrupt electrolyte balance, indirectly affecting blood pressure and blood vessels. One of my patients, Helen, 72, was very proactive about her health. She believed that more vitamins meant more protection, and she took 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day from supplements. To boost my immunity. Doctor, it's flu season, and I don't want to get sick, she told me with a gentle smile. But soon, she came in complaining of fatigue, burning urination, and unstable blood pressure. Tests revealed she had small kidney stones and mild electrolyte imbalance. I explained to her gently, vitamin C is important, but too much can increase oxalate in the urine, leading to kidney stones. And when electrolytes like sodium or potassium become imbalanced, blood pressure and heart rhythms can be affected. That in turn can silently increase stroke risk without any warning signs. After that, Helen switched to eating more fresh fruits like oranges, guavas, and strawberries instead of relying on pills. And more importantly, she realized that supplements need to be taken in the right dose, in the right way, especially after 60. Conclusion: after age 60, taking care of your health isn't just about adding more things, but also about knowing what to cut back on. A single pill, a smoothie, a scoop of supplement powder could be a helpful boost or a hidden spark silently stressing your blood vessels, if taken without care. I hope this video helped you reflect on some of your daily habits so you can slow down, choose more wisely, and stay healthier every day. If you found this video helpful, please like to support the channel, subscribe so you won't miss future tips, and share it with your loved ones, because good health is the most precious, the gift we can give each other after 60.